Alright, my child, let's start by doing something you have probably never done before. Picture yourself walking down the street, but this time, instead of seeing the world through your own eyes, you're observing you. That's right, step outside yourself, take a good hard look at the person across the street. What do you see? Are you walking with confidence, head held high, shoulders back, or are you slouching, blending into the crowd like you don't want to be noticed? What's in your eyes? Conviction? Doubt? If you had to talk to this person, would you respect them, or would you just see another average face in the sea of people? Rate yourself, not based on how you feel, but based on what you see from the outside looking in. 1 to 5. 5 is respect. 5 is someone you'd admire, someone you'd want to be. And 1, that's a person you'd rather not meet again. For some of you, that rating might hurt. But here's the harsh truth. Until you're at least a solid 4 or 5 in your own eyes, your life isn't going to move in the direction you want. You can tell yourself all the right things, talk about self-love and positivity all day, but if you're not living as someone you genuinely respect, all of that is just noise. You don't respect yourself, so why would anyone else? You see, people lie to themselves. It's easy to look at your lives through rose-colored glasses, to sugarcoat the parts that aren't pretty. We protect our egos, avoid looking in the mirror too long, because deep down we know we're not who we need to be. But real change, the kind that transforms your life, only comes when you take off those glasses and face the truth head on. No more excuses, no more pretending. Let's get real for a minute. I want you to think about what that outside version of you would need to do for you to truly respect them. Not just be okay with them, but respect them. It's not just about success, it's about the way you carry yourself, the actions you take every single day. Here's the challenge. Start living as if you were watching yourself. Imagine you're in some kind of video game. Think of it like Grand Theft Auto, where you can step outside your character and observe. What's the first thing you'd change about that character? Are they too afraid, too lazy, too unfocused? Whatever it is, address it. Because you cannot keep doing what you're doing and expect to magically start respecting yourself one day. You have got to earn it. Back when I thought of myself as a hotshot, and in reality I was nothing, I was a solid 2 on that respect scale. Not too terrible, but definitely not someone I'd admire. I was not a total loser, I was not grossly out of shape, and I wasn't the worst version of myself. But if I ran into that guy today, I wouldn't think much of him. And that's the reality we don't talk about enough. Everyone says you need to love yourself, but how can you if the person you see isn't someone you'd admire? That's where the disconnect comes in. You cannot respect yourself if you would not respect yourself from the outside. It's like trying to convince yourself that a movie is great when you know it's mediocre at best. You can lie to yourself, but deep down you know. You know. Here's the real kicker. It's not just about feeling good about yourself, it's about being someone you respect. Stop living in your head. Stop telling yourself stories about who you are. Look at yourself from the outside. What's the energy you give off? What's your body language, your confidence? Do you command attention, or are you just blending into the background? If you don't like the answer, that's where your work begins. Let's talk about fear, because for many, fear is the barrier. It was for me. I was afraid of standing out, afraid of failure, afraid to even approach people I wanted to talk to. I let that fear control my life. If I met that version of me now, I'd see it in my eyes. The hesitation, the insecurity, and I wouldn't respect him. The only way out of that fear is through it. You have got to scare yourself. Push your boundaries over and over again until that fear shrinks, whether it's fear of rejection, fear of taking risks, or fear of failure. It doesn't matter. You have to beat that fear into submission through action. And it's not just about fear. Maybe it's something else. Maybe you're scrawny, out of shape, and you hate that about yourself. You cannot fake respect yourself when you feel weak. Get stronger. Hit the gym, start lifting, put in the work to become the kind of person who earns respect, not just from others, but from yourself. Think about what would happen if you really started doing the things you know you should be doing. If you started respecting yourself because you became someone worth respecting. It's not going to be easy, in fact, it's going to be brutal at times, but nothing changes if you don't. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Once you start becoming someone you respect, things start shifting. Confidence doesn't just come from nothing, it comes from knowing you have earned it. Talking to people feels different. Taking risks doesn't paralyze you anymore. You feel like you're in control. You're the kind of person who makes things happen, not the person watching from the sidelines. But be prepared. Not everyone's going to like the new version of you. When you start becoming someone others respect, it intimidates those who don't respect themselves. They'll criticize you, try to pull you back down. That's just a reality of growth. But that's their problem, not yours. You're not here to make people comfortable. You're here to become the best version of yourself. The version you can watch from across the street and feel proud of. You want respect? Earn it. Stop making excuses. Get outside yourself, look at the person you are, and become the person you want to be. That's how everything changes. Click here to watch more to get motivated for life. Wake up.